So for what possible reason would you have to sabotage your own movie by marketing the film in a certain light? Because it's only recently that it's been coming up with No Time to Die and Venom, which we'll get to. But this tweet coming from Chris Gore, who I like him because he's not with all that Hollywood bullshit. But he says, can confirm the marketing and press push for this film seems to be pandering to certain entertainment media. Not necessary and may turn off long-time fans of Bond. Mistake. Having said that, the movie itself is a triumph. So I've got a couple of reasons for why exactly what you would call fake woke marketing. The first reason being because you didn't have any sort of woke stuff in it. So your thinking goes to, well, it must be what the people want, and you think by marketing it this way, you're appealing to a larger audience. But you're in fact damaging it. But that seems to be the best reason. That they didn't have anything like that in it from the start. Another reason, like Chris Gore says here, the marketing and press push for this film seems to be pandering to certain entertainment media. So it could have just been another way of getting the media to talk about it, to keep it relevant, because of how long it had been delayed and all that. And in turn, getting people like myself talking about it. So there's a couple of reasons I've got. Another reason, but that would probably be going too far, is that maybe we're getting a different version of the film. But that doesn't seem likely. I'm still not 100% convinced. I'm sure there will be some subtle intersectional feminism sprinkled in there. Like the way they present the characters. And like you've seen with them on the moped, where Lashana Lynch has got Bond riding bitch. I'm sure there'll be some stuff like that in there. But it's just so strange to me why you would, it looks like you're going out of your way to damage the film and sabotage it. So it's really strange why you would go down that road with it. And they must be thinking, oh, well, this is what people actually want. So if we don't have any of this stuff in there, but if we market it that way, then these people might show up. So it seems like they're either appealing to them or, like he says here, they're appealing to certain entertainment media. But still, some of the shit that's been said about it, it's like Sean Connery's Bond being called a drapist by the director. And also, like Chris, it's a mistake to have it look that way, because you're just going to put more people off it. So it's like self-sabotage. So it's quite interesting and very weird. Just why you would go out of your way to market it that way. It's just insane. That's why I honestly do think it's the first reason I said. They just didn't have any sort of the stuff that nowadays films did. They didn't have that sort of stuff in there, so they thought, well, we can't redo the film, so if we just market it that way, maybe it might seem like that. But like I said, there'll still be sort of subtle stuff in there, I'm sure. But it seems like they might not have went all the way there. But I think we still need to kind of wait and see. It's like, just wait and see what other people are saying. But a lot of people would just go, oh, well, I'm still not going to see it, because why would you market it that way? Or there's some people, as soon as they heard all the shit being spoke around it, they're like, well, I'm out already. So it is self-sabotage. So it's very strange. Which brings me to the new Venom film, where Andy Serkis had some claims that it was like LGBTQIA coming out party. So it seems like he was doing the same sort of thing. So down here he says, well, Tom and Kelly were always about Venom coming out and going to a party that was a very sort of an LGBTQIA 1 add 1 equals 12 kind of festival. Really, I'd call it. And so this is his coming out party, basically. This is Venom's coming out party. So, very strange. And I mean, what the funny thing is, I didn't think, he didn't realise that he would be pressed on that. He didn't realise that people would go, oh, so what do you mean by that? And you can see him like, go, oh, well, and it's like, you're just confusing everything. So like the Uproxx writer says, well, like actually coming out, because that's very interesting. Serkis responded, well, coming out, being out. It's like the guy's fucking confused. And then the journalist says, well, you just compared it to the alphabet community. That's very interesting. Serkis then explained, well, what is interesting is that it's just like, here he is kind of, he says in the movie, we must stop this cruel treatment of aliens. He said, we all live on this ball of rock, and so he inadvertently becomes a kind of, he's speaking for the other. He's speaking for freedom. So the guy's lost the absolute plot. But this seems like another one that is, this seems legitimately like trying to pander to a certain demographic. With Venom, I think they're just trying to copy like Shang-Chi. Because if you remember, they were holding their film back because they were waiting to see how Shang-Chi was doing. So they were being like followers sort of thing. And probably because they've seen all the marketing on that where it's just all representation. It's the first film with an Asian in it. It's the first movie. So it seems like because that's done whatever you would call success now. Done better than what most people would have thought. They've kind of thought, oh, well, maybe we need to give this some sort of hook to get people in. So I think this is legitimate. Like legitimate in the sense that they're just faking it. They're just talking absolute bollocks. So I think with those, they just follow it. They're just following Marvel. Because Marvel had some sort of representation hook. They thought, oh, well, we need a hook. We need to say Venom's gay. I don't know what the guy's talking about, to be honest. I don't know if he's just smoked a crack pipe or something. So that one is bullshit. Because if they meant it, then well, he goes into like, oh, him and Eddie and Venom are like in a relationship. They love each other, all that sort of stuff. And then goes, it's an abusive relationship. Then it sounds like you're saying gay relationships are abusive. So he's like clearly took a hit of something. But on the whole, James Bond, I've wanted to be wrong about this film from the start. Like, wrong that it's not going to go down this Me Too avenue. So, hopefully this is 100% true, that it's not fucking how they were marketing it. But still, they've lost a lot of people by sabotaging themselves, so that's on them. It's still actually it will still be quite surprising. Especially when you've had Phoebe Waller-Bridge on it. That's surprising. But I'm sure there's some subtle stuff sprinkled in there. That's a guarantee. It only really becomes a problem if that's like the main aspect. Or where it's just constantly in your face. So it's surprising that it hasn't been tampered with in that way. But hopefully this is 100% and we actually get a good film. Because the director on this, he is a good director. He did the first season of True Detective, and that's like great, that is. So hopefully it's just a great film, or it's just a shit film or something. Rather just go back to the days where films were just shit and that was it, rather than now it's just, no, it went fucking full woke, full retard. But we'll have to wait and see anyway. I'd wait and see what more people are saying. But I've seen other people like say this same sort of thing and all, that it's just the marketing that's absolute dog shit. But that's all I got to say on that anyway. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.